Now that 2022 is almost over, we finally have enough data to start to ask useful questions about COVID. So what happened? For this analysis we will use UK data from their Office of National Statistics. Although the ONS tries hard to be unhelpful wherever it can, it sometimes slips and publishes data that remains tractable to analysis. As you would expect, for older age groups the risk spikes in 2020 and then returns to normal. It is only as you go towards the lower ages that things start to look strange. For these younger groups, the risk rises after 2020. And in cumulative excess risk it stays higher. These are age groups that do not have any significant risk of death from COVID. Cumulative risk exposure for these groups is much higher than it should be, indicating a non-random, sustained change in death rate. The mystery deepens when you consider that according to the ONS before 2021 the 10-year baseline all-cause mortality rate was at 0.975%. In 2020 that rose to 1.04%. Because of COVID, so that makes sense. Vaccination against COVID started in 2021, so you should see differences in all-cause mortality between the vaccinated and the unvaccinated. And you do. The unvaccinated had a death rate 140% higher than normal, at an extraordinary 2.34%, surely that clinches it? When you break the numbers by cause you see that COVID deaths are higher in the unvaccinated, and this makes sense. So, where is the problem? The problem is that the unvaccinated have elevated deaths that are not only due to COVID, but also to non-COVID causes. Non-COVID causes are killing the unvaccinated at 1.47% per year. That is 50% higher than the 10-year mortality rate says it should be. And it is not COVID. Pause to understand what is happening here. The unvaccinated, who have supposedly not taken anything, are dying at an increased rate from something that is not COVID. The vaccinated are not showing this increase in non-COVID death. To clarify, you do not count as vaccinated until 2 weeks after your dose. Until then you are counted as unvaccinated. Whatever the cause, it lifted the non-COVID death rate in the unvaccinated by 50%. At the same time, stable death rates over 10 years in the younger cohorts show a sudden rise not in 2020, but in 2021 and 2022. Did something happen in 2021 that did not happen in 2020? As ever, do the math, and pay attention to the things that are done to you, for you, and on your behalf. The law of unintended consequences is especially well evidenced in times of crisis. Be kind to each other. FTS.